Hello everyone, I'm back. I know it's a little later than I usually start, but yeah, I mean, I'm back, I'm tired. I got sick shortly after returning home from my trip, and if I sound a little stuffed up, that's why. I'm sorry. But yeah, during the 2 weeks off, I did manage to complete 2 projects, which I'm looking forward to showing you guys. I finished up the Cotton Double Diamond one. I think actually, yeah, that one was, I did finish that one up on camera, but I also finished one other project while I was away, and I'm kind of excited to show you this one because this one's been kind of a prominent feature in my live streams for quite a few months now. So those of you who normally watch, you'll recognize this one right away. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to show you this one. It turned out great. So yeah, here it is. It's all finished. One double wrap flame sash. I still haven't quite measured out its dimensions yet. Still just kind of happy it's finished. It wraps around me twice quite nicely with a little bit of extra. There's that for the ends. And it double wraps around my husband as well, which I'm surprised. He's actually quite a bit bigger than me, so. But he doesn't have as much give. He doesn't have as much slack as I do when I wrap it around myself. But yeah, it's about 5 inches wide, and I estimated it around 10 feet wide or so. Or not wide, 10 feet long, I think. But yeah, I think it turned out great. I think it's gorgeous. And my husband may have a hard time keeping it to himself. So, let's go ahead and take this off real quick. I tied it a certain way, it's a little hard to get off. There we go. Maya. There it is. It's all finished. Oh my gosh. I was looking back at the videos and I think I finished this one back in, I think it was October, I think is when I started that one. So October to April, that's, oh gosh, that's around 6 months I think that it took me to finish that. Thank you, Brittany, I appreciate that. But yeah, just the kind of, that's with, you know, working on it regularly, at least a few hours every week, at least as much as I could. But yeah, that gives you an idea of how long it takes to finish one of these. I think I calculated it up at, gosh, 20 plus hours, I think. At least, I think it was at least 24, 25 hours of work went into this after I kind of calculated everything and did the math for it. So, a lot of work for a piece that size. But, I mean, look at this thing. I'm like, I did this. First one of this size that I've actually ever made. I've never oh my gosh. Yeah, I've never done one this big before. I've never done one this long before. So, actually completing it has been kind of one of my greater accomplishments lately. And then the other one was, of course, the double diamond. I did finish this one. Some of you may have seen me post it on my Instagram and my Facebook page. I braided the fringe here. And this one works with a wooden ring. Just make sure it's kind of sort of on right. Let's do that. And that can be done in it can be worn any number of ways. You can just pass it through the wooden ring, let it hang in front. you know, that would look pretty with like a long dress or something like that. Or if you would want it to be a little more secure, you can just tie it in a knot real quick on the side. Doesn't have to be super tight. And there we go. Then you pull that off to the side. And then you can like use the ring to like hang your keys or something like that. So yeah, this one turned out really nice as well. I'm pleased with it. Cotton yarn is a pain in the butt to work with, but it does have pretty freaking good results. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I'll have to take a picture of my husband sometime to put on my page, because unfortunately he works when I do these videos. He's usually at work, so the times that he has been home is when he was on vacation, and yeah, that's not gonna happen. He doesn't have another vacation until, oh gosh, I don't think he's scheduled any more time until about September. So, but I will at least get him to model it for everybody and get a picture taken and stuff like that. And get that posted on my page for you guys so you can see how he looks in it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his full reenactment regalia anymore. Neither of us had the income to kind of keep up with it after we moved and got our own place, so we ended up having to sell a majority of our stuff. But what he does have left, I will definitely have him put on and model it for everybody since you guys want to see. But yeah, those are the two that I got finished in the last 2 weeks. And then I've got, right now, only 3 unfinished projects currently, and that is the Acadian, the Assumption, and the Double Chevron. That was this one's buddy when I first set them up. They were kind of sort of matching set. The idea was a matching set, but it kind of didn't turn out into a matching set. One's a double diamond, the other's a double chevron. So those are the ones that I got left, and I'm going to go ahead and work on them a little bit tonight. But yeah, other than that, I really don't have much planned for tonight. I honestly didn't have much time to. I got home from my trip and then ended up getting sick, so I wasn't really able to do much planning. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and get set up and start working on that. Got tired of using my little clothes rack there for a camera holder, so I had to jerry-rig my old... I figured out how to jerry-rig my old camera stand so that it's a little more stable. Basically lots and lots of tape. But I think it'll work out a bit better. We'll see. So just give me a second to get this all set up, and we'll be good to go. So, sorry. I need to quit knocking into stuff. So I think the first one I'm going to work on is the Acadian, because I've been kind of looking forward to working on that one. So I'll go ahead and get that one in the works here. Come here, my friend. Yeah. Here's that one. I'm hoping the camera will be able to pick up on it. Oh, thank you. I was originally wearing like a horizontal stripe one, but it was messing with the cameras real bad, so I'm like, I better change. It annoys my legs a lot, but for some reason I just prefer weaving when I'm cross-legged. I don't know why. Just, I mean, my feet are gonna fall asleep and I'm gonna end up moving anyway, but for some reason, sitting cross-legged and weaving just seems to work. Just seems to feel better to me. Hi, Loki. Hi. Wanna say hi? Come here. Come on. Up, up. Oh, now you're gonna be shy. Now you're gonna be shy. Well, fine, you're not coming up. About 2 weeks since I've worked on this one. I gotta remember where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, stop playing with my stuff. Of all the things to do as a cat owner, I had to pick up the hobby that had a bunch of string. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you, Jennifer. Glad I've been able to be of help. Sorry if the live streams are a little boring. It's usually just me sitting here and not saying much. How do I keep from a lot of checkerboarding going on? I'm not saying it doesn't happen in my pieces. It does happen in my pieces. But I try not to pull everything too tightly because usually the checkerboarding occurs when you have your tension too tight. And it also comes with experience, you know, the age-old moniker of practice makes perfect. It rings true. The more you practice, the more you'll notice that the stuff like checkerboarding happens less and less, and then you don't have to worry about it as much. But yeah, even me, you can tell here, right here in the middle of this one, I got some of the checkerboarding going on in the middle. I'm not too worried about it. Oh, you were the one who asked about the purple double diamond belt that I was working on, about what material I was working on using, right, Jennifer? Was that you? I'm pretty sure that was you. Because that belt is actually, that one was actually cotton. And, if you look back at other videos where I was working on it, you can tell that I don't like working with cotton very much, and I'm very frustrated with it half the time. Ah, okay. No, I'm not familiar with Biltohi. I learned my weaving from... I'm self-taught. I learned from instructional books that my mom got me when I was a kid and that I picked up along the way. I know that having your threads tight is another method. Wait, stop that, Loki. No! All the hobbies to pick up when I own a cat, it was weaving. But, yeah, I learned from several instructional books, and they said you could tie your warp threads down, and they also said you could leave them loose. I prefer to leave them loose, so that's just kind of what I stuck to. I know some methods involved using a back strap to keep the threads tight. I know some people have mistaken my weaving for spraying. Though similar, I'm pretty sure this is not spraying. And it's a little straighter. I do tend to learning it someday, but for now I'm just kind of focusing on getting my weaving down and practicing that more often. Because I'm by no means, I'm not a professional by any means. I just, I still haven't even attempted doing beadwork yet. Hi, Christina. Excuse me. I'm still getting over this cold. Yes, this one right here is acrylic. I work with special materials like cotton and wool when I can afford to buy them. Acrylic yarn is, frankly, cheap and easy to work with. So it's what I tend to do most of my projects in. Yeah, and so is cotton. That was my main issue with working with cotton. Not that I don't like it. It makes a nice tight weave and it holds very well. You don't have to spend as much time tightening it like you do with acrylic. Acrylic will loosen up unless it's tied down. So I'll finish this up and, you know, make sure my sections are separated and all that and put it up for a bit. But I'll have to spend a little bit of time when I start up again just retightening everything for a few rows. Because acrylic is by nature a little more, it's not as sticky as cotton or wool. Oh, ouch, Christina. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, nice paycheck, but oh man. I hope you keep your sanity. Speaking of wool, Christina does some very nice needle felting projects on her channel. You should check her out, Jennifer. What, Loki? What? No, you can't come up right now. Oh goodness, an assumption. Oh boy. Yeah, that one, oh gosh. That is not a good one to start off with as a beginner. I didn't even attempt that one until, oh gosh. I don't think I even attempted I didn't even attempt that until I had been weaving for about 5 or 6 years. after you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple, but... Oh, man. Starting off with an assumption, oh boy. I think we'll cut out. Good enough in the thread. Where did you come from? I'll deal with you later. Yep. Well, I'm finishing up pass on this one. And I was actually thinking about moving on to the assumption that I have set up. I haven't been brave enough to try beads yet either. I think I understand the general principle behind it, but it's a lot of work to set it up ahead of time. But I do want to do it sometime, when I can afford the materials for it. Because I think he was using, I think most of the time when they do beadwork, it's a smaller gauge wool yarn so that you can put the glass seed beads in there, and glass seed beads don't fit on regular acrylic or cotton yarn, so I haven't been able to try it yet. I know sometimes instead of being woven in, they are sewn in, but I think it would last longer if I wove them in. Tighten everything up real quick. That's the hardest part about working on this pattern. It does so many switching out and interlocking that it can be a little hard to keep everything tightened up. So I do have to pause every once in a while just to kind of cinch everything up. The middle's always going to be a little bit loose, and I'm going to have some checkerboarding there, but no matter what I do, that's going to be there. Yep. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the assumption now. there's a second arrowhead on there, or second row on there. Here. There we go. Oh, I love how the colors in the middle are switching back and forth. That's going to be really cool looking. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Moving over time, everything just kind of works together, and that checkerboarding in the middle goes away. I don't know if it will or not. It may not, depending on how much more. Yeah, that crossover in the middle is usually the hardest part to keep tight, and so in my attempts to compensate for that, there may be some checkerboarding there, but I still think it's going to look good once it's finished. But yeah, that one's turned out pretty good. Okay. This is another one I've had in the works. Thank you, Brittany. There we go. All right. That one's in place now. I think my camera angle shifted a little bit. Excuse me as I adjust this camera. That works too. No, surprisingly he isn't. He's just kind of sitting there at my feet, sleeping right now. He's usually being a little turd. I guess it's my yarn doing that now. There we go. Got it. Okay. So, this one's, Jennifer, if you're wondering, this one's my Assumption sash. Again, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I've worked on it, so now I gotta remember how it goes. It's always neat. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yep, there we go. I've also been working on this pattern for several years. Gosh, I can't believe she had you start out with an assumption. That's just, That's just a recipe for insanity there. have to hold the web between my fingers while weaving back and forth. Well, I think that's kind of what I've always done. Oh, what are you stuck on now? Get unstuck, please. Thank you. Where I'm going? No, I'm over on the last one. I'm over that one. I don't know how well you can see it. Probably not very well. This one's a little harder to see because I got black thread in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me just a second. Runny nose. Dang it. Sounds like a minute. Yeah, Jennifer, what you're describing, holding the weft between your fingers and weaving back and forth, that actually kind of sounds like what I do. Because I'll grab my weft thread here. I'll usually kind of hold it between these two fingers, and then I'll just kind of put it over and under each thread as I go. Two, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just remembered something else. Because I remembered another question that Jennifer asked me, although I believe that was on my Instagram. Just give me just a second. You're okay, Loki. You can stay there. Stay there. No, stay there. You had to get up. Okay, are you gonna come up and say hi? Come on. Come on. Jump. There you go. There you go. Are you happy now? I'm glad I could help. There's many different ways. There are many different ways that people do the weaving, and pre-separating the weft and the warp is another way that has been done. I've tried it myself. Again, it's not what I'm used to. I'm so used to doing it, you know, the way that I kind of learned when I was going through my books. So, yeah. It really depends on what your preferred method is. Okay, I gotta get up. You're gonna have to let me up. For those of you who are new, this fluff ball is Loki. Yes, he is a beautiful cat. I love him very much, and he sheds like crazy. That's what I get for having a cat that's half Himalayan Persian. Yeah, that's what I get for having a half Himalayan Persian cat. You're gonna become a little celebrity on YouTube before you know it, buddy. Yeah. All right, I gotta go get something. So down you go. Here, Snowball, go get it. That was louder. Whoops. Okay. Ooh, sorry, Loki. Okay. So, mostly for Jennifer, because she asked me this question on Instagram, from what I remember. She was asking me where I learned from, and I replied that I learned from several books, so I'm just going to go ahead and go through them real quick. My first book that I learned from was this one, Finger Weaving Indian Braiding. This is the first book that my mom got me when I was 11, so gosh, it's going to be 15, 16 years ago now that she got me this book. And it's got wonderful examples in it, nice diagrams of the patterns, And this one just kind of covers the first 5, the 5 basic patterns that I learned. So it goes over the diagonal, has a nice diagram of what the chevron, how the chevron works. And I really have this book to thank for the, this is the book I really have to thank for basically this is where I learned my basics. And yeah, this is the one I mainly learned from. It's very simple, easy to understand. The projects aren't, you know, super big or complicated. And then they have some extras in the back of other types of braving. They got Peruvian root braid on here too, which I haven't learned these yet. I kind of stuck to the Indian braiding, the finger weaving. The Peruvian root braids look pretty cool. I'll have to give them a try sometime. But yeah, it's got some great examples in it. Yeah, it's got everything kind of laid out nicely, different examples, great illustrations of how the patterns work. And yeah, this one was my bread and butter when I was growing up, learning how to weave. This was my go-to. It's a great book to have if you're just starting out weaving. It doesn't start out with anything too complicated, and it's, you know, really easy to understand. When I started branching out more, looking for more books and stuff, I found this one. It's called Finger Weaving Untangled. It has more patterns in it. Probably doubled the amount of patterns that I knew. And it's laid out real well, has really nice illustrations and examples in it. Gives you recommendations for getting started or quick beginner projects here. And it's, you know, got different methods for, you know, how to set up your project and stuff like that. I mostly used it for the patterns. But for people who need something a little more visual to how to set up the patterns, in the very back of this book, they have the patterns laid out in kind of a grid and a graph. So that was also helpful to me when I was learning the new patterns that I hadn't even tried yet. So the patterns I learned from this book that I hadn't known before were the sawtooth pattern, which is basically half an arrowhead. I could have figured that out on my own, but I found it in this book, so I used that's where I learned this one from. Flame, the Assumption, and the Acadian I didn't know before I got a hold of this book. And then I learned that there were variations of, basically just variations of the base patterns that I'd already known. And once I figured that out, everything kind of started becoming pretty easy. So this book is also very useful. And I think there's also a section here of common mistakes that are made, which is also helpful because the other book doesn't really cover that. So I made a lot of mistakes in the first projects that I did. So this book is also very useful. And then I did pick up another one. I haven't used, I haven't gone through this one as much as the others. Mostly because the way it's written, I have a hard time, understanding. But it still covers, you know, the basic patterns that I know. And then it also has some different types of weaving in it that I haven't tried yet. Like over here, it's got interface weaving, and I haven't tried that yet. I haven't been brave enough to try it yet. It looks like it has some pretty interesting effects. And this one also has the section on it on beading. So yeah, once I do start doing the beadwork, I'm probably going to be referencing this book because it actually has a full-on section on beading. So, but yeah, this was one that I found on Amazon and picked up because I figured it'd be helpful, and it's got some historical photos in the back of it as well, which really kind of helped me figure out, you know, how these pieces were worn in the past. And it's, you know, it's really nice. So yeah, these are kind of the three main books that I used throughout learning. Like her adventure over. Oh yeah. Yeah, the language that she uses in the book can be a little hard to understand at first. But the patterns are sound, and the little the graphs that she has in the back of the book are also very helpful. Since I already knew weaving, I didn't have as much trouble with it, but for somebody who's a beginner, I can see where that could be an issue. Oh, you're back. Hi, Loki. Are you gonna be a good boy? Are you gonna be good? Can you just, you know, lay back down and not, you know, lurk behind my piece here? Excuse me. Gosh, got a darn tickle in my throat. It won't go away. There we go. So I'll go ahead and work on this a bit more. Two, three, four. Here we go. I know that for me with weaving, I was a very visual learner, or a very, not so much visual, but more of a tactile learner. I didn't really understand it reading the book and looking at the diagrams, but once I was able to pretty much copy the diagrams, I figured out what I was doing. I almost think I wouldn't have learned it as well if I did have somebody, you know, looking over my shoulder all the time telling me if I was doing something wrong or right. But everybody's different. Everybody has a different learning method. Some people do better by being told, hey, this is what you should do. Other people are better just left on their own to their own devices. I've been on the lookout for other books on weaving, but unfortunately all the ones that I've been able to find are they're all in French. I don't know how to read French, but if you do, there's a lot more books on finger weaving that are in French, because a lot of the patterns, lightning, arrowhead, mostly the more complicated interlocking patterns, have French influence. So, up in Canada, there's a lot more prominence in these kinds of patterns. So the other instructional books I found have, they've been written in French. I'm like, I would love to know what they say. I have so many languages I need to learn. Okay. I read in the current issue of Hannah McCarthy is filming a tablet ready for finger. Oh, I don't know when it comes out. I'll have to look that up. Weaving Basics by Gerald L. Finley is pretty good in English, I think. No. No, that's a different author. Never mind. Okay, I'll have to see if I can find that one sometime. I don't have that one. $22 new on Amazon. I'm not worried about new. I'll buy it used. Book is a book, as long as it's in good condition. I really don't mind. Oop. Ooh, that sounds like a cool project. Come on, get out of there. Jeez, what the heck happened here? There we go. Darn yarn. Okay. Yep, no, I'm right. That looked wrong for a second. Now, how's that coming along? I haven't had a chance to check in on you yet. I think I caught you on that first or second night that you did a live stream, and then I kind of lost track of you. Oh. Christina, since you weren't here when I started, I didn't get a chance to show this off. the flame pattern, and the flame is finished. So yeah, it's all done now. Can't really get a good look at it from here though. Oh yeah, that's right. Jennifer, you weren't here when I showed it the first time either. I'll go ahead and blow that up. Here it is. My biggest piece, the biggest piece I've ever done, the biggest piece I've ever woven. There's at least 25, 26, I think 25. Put it back on, sure. Okay, I'll put it back on. Alright. Just give me a minute. Brittany insisted I put it back on. Okay, that is one time around. Did I get it twisted? Please tell me I didn't get it twisted. I got it twisted. Damn, I didn't want to get it twisted. Okay. No, I think it's not twisted. There we go. There's one time around. And now time two. Kind of cinch it up a little bit. There we go. Just pull that under, up. There we go. And that's what that one looks like, at least on me. It's supposed to be my husband's, but I think he'll find me stealing it more often, because it turned out really great. So, yeah. This one turned out pretty good. Yeah, my husband actually picked him out. But yeah, this one, acrylic yarn, roughly 10 to 11 feet in length, I think. Wrap around me twice. Around 25 hours of work. Oh yeah, this one turned out pretty good. Around 24 to 25 hours total, I think. I'll have to recalculate at some point. Make a shorter version for my Dragon Tail in my costume. This one took me 6 months. I started this one back in back last October, I think. I remember posting the video. I started this one on live stream, I think. Yeah, I started this one on a live stream, setting it up, and getting the first pattern in. So you guys really have kind of seen me do this one from start to finish, although I didn't finish it on camera. I finished it off camera while I was on my trip. But yeah, there's There's the middle part, what I like to call the bullseye. It's always, that part always looks pretty cool. But yeah. Kind of measuring it that way. Yeah, it's about 10 feet long. Comes up to about my eye level, and I'm 5'5", so. So yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, and I finished up the fringe on this one before I left on my trip. So this one's fun done too. Brittany's fond of this one. This one's just got a wooden ring on it for a fastener. This one I wove from one end to the other. Attached the yarn with the clove hitch to the ring and then wove from there. And this one turned out pretty good too. This one took me longer than I thought it would because cotton can be very difficult to weave with until you get a good ways down on your piece. Alright. Thank you. Thank you, that means a lot. But yeah. Go back to working on this one. I can give it I could do a tapered ending too. You're welcome, Brittany. There you go. I get commissions every once in a while. I did do one commission on live stream. Again, I don't really get them very often. Most people are actually not interested, nor are they're usually not willing to pay either, because it's time consuming. So I tell people it's going to cost them roughly this much. They kind of gape at me. Like, it takes a while to make these. I'm sorry. You want to buy a flame one? Okay, Christina, just shoot me an email and then you and I can talk over the details about that flame sash you want, okay? All right. That's actually, yeah, that's actually why I do the weaving, even though I myself am not Native American. I don't have a drop of Native American blood in me, but I don't want to see this art form die out, so that's why I learned it, and that's why I do these videos. There we go. There we are. That's another pass on that one. And it is 11:30. Well, of course I started late too, so that doesn't help. Ugh. It's darn cold though, it'll go away. Yeah, that's another pass on the assumption. I think for now I think I'm just going to do a running rotation of the 3 that I have until I get them finished for the live streams. So that is the assumption there. Black, gray, and white. Then you saw me working on the Acadian earlier. Commissions do get priority, so I would be working on them mostly, and also probably giving them more attention during the live streams as well. So these side projects usually get a backseat if I get commissions. And so if I get commissioned, I'll probably work on that during the next live stream, and then I'll probably start with this one as well. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I got some stuff to do before bed. It's Easter tomorrow. I got family coming over. And yeah. So thank you guys for joining me. It was really nice talking with everybody. And thank you so much for watching and tell me what you think of the projects that I got working on. It really means a lot to me when you guys tell me that you like my stuff. I suffer from the plague of every artist and being hypercritical of their own work. So having somebody tell me that something I do looks nice feels really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Hopefully I'll be on next week. I was actually planning on doing that, Christina. I was planning on doing yours live. So probably be seeing more of this. But yeah, Christina, email me and I'll talk over the details with you. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I'll have another project set up and ready to go. And yeah, enjoy your Easter, guys. Toodles.